Okay. Oh my God. Hi, everybody. Poop Witch X here. Hello. We've been having some technical difficulties today that have been hysterical, and I apologize for laughing. I have the giggles. I'm so excited to be accompanied by my co-caster today, atheenabean. Athena is one of my side questies. She's a wonderful human being, a fantastic streamer, and thank you so much for being patient and so understanding about everything.
Hey, listen. I got all the time in the world. Thanks for having me. I could have waited until 7 years from now, and this still would have happened.
I love you for that so bad. I appreciate you. Firstly, before we even get going, I want to ask you what your pronouns are.
Pronouns, she, her, Goblin King, whatever, asshole, whatever you want to call me, you know?
Do you know we watched Labyrinth, like literally in Discord? We just watched Labyrinth. That's so like, I had only seen it once when I was very little and I didn't remember it. And then we watched it and I was like, this is a fever dream. Is that one of your favorite movies?
Oh my God. It is a fever dream, isn't it? I forgot that it existed. Like I went like 15 years of my life and just blanked it out of my memory. And then one day somebody sang, You Remind Me of the Babe. And I was like, what is this from? What memories am I having right now?
Yes.
And like, I just, PTSD, I thought I was having
hallucinating
an acid trip.
Yes. I like when I watched it for the second time, I was like, why do I remember this vividly and also not at all?
Right, exactly.
Like I'm watching it and I'm like, do I know what's happening? Yes, but do I actually? No. Especially the scene when they're like in this like ballroom and they're dancing and I'm like, why do I feel like I've even dreamed this myself? Like, how?
Like, what drugs did my parents feed me?
It's a ridiculous movie. But first of all, I want to say thank you so much, seriously, for coming and doing this. I have so many questions for you because I feel like we have like overlap our energies and like all these things. And I feel like I want to get to know you even more and like know I want to know all your secrets. But I wanted to ask
I'll tell you.
I wanted to know, how did you first get into streaming?
So that's actually kind of a funny, maybe it's only funny to me, but
it'll be funny for everybody, I promise.
I didn't know what Twitch was like at all until a little over 3 years ago. And it was because my younger brother for like a year straight, so this had to have been over 4 years ago, for like a whole entire year, he kept telling me, hey, come sub to me on Twitch. Come sub to me on Twitch. And I'm like, you want me to spend money on you? You're my brother. I'm not going to do that. So, like, unless you come up with a better reason why I should spend $4.99. What was that?
How much younger is he?
He's 24, I believe.
Okay.
He's 5 years younger than me, but it gets mixed up with the months. So he's like 23, 24, whatever.
Right. I know what you mean. I'm like almost 5 years younger than my sister. So like, it's like 4, but like it's almost 5. So
right.
I know
Depending
what you're saying.
on the month, right?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So he wanted you to sub to him.
So he kept telling me to sub to him. He's like, it's only $4.99. I was like, I don't have $4.99 to give to you right now. So it's not happening. So one day I went and I was just like checking it out and watching him. And I was like, you know what? I can do this. I like video games. I'm going to try. So I like that night I was at home and I figured out how to go live directly from my console, like directly from my PS3 or PS4. And I didn't have a camera. I didn't have anything. And I just streamed Dead by Daylight. And 7 days later, I became an affiliate and I was like, this is fun.
I'm doing this now.
Continue. Yeah.
So does your brother still stream?
He does still stream, yeah.
Okay. Do you guys ever do like collab streams or anything? Or you're like, no, never?
We actually, so now that I'm in the office, we did a couch co-op stream. We played Crash Bash. It's like a PS2 game from way back when. Nice. And He actually was super into it. So it was a lot of fun. We did it for St. Jude, but since then we kind of can't get our schedules together. So
that's so cute that does he ever say like, I inspired you to be a streamer?
Oh, no.
No, he's like, absolutely. But did he, when you first started streaming, was he supportive of that?
Oh, yeah. And even to this day, he's still supportive. His desk is actually right on the other side of mine. So, like, he'll come in after I'm done streaming and, like, we'll have this overlap or we'll talk or he'll just get done streaming when I'm coming in. And, like, we have that thing in common. So,
yes. And that's really such a nice thing for you too. So, I actually know you moved into this office space, like, kind of recently, right?
Yeah, it was May 1st was my first day in here.
So a couple questions. Like a lot of streamers don't have a space like that. Like they find a little corner in their house and they're like, this, but you have like an entire area. How did that happen? And what was the choice for that?
So I just recently moved back in with my parents just because of personal things. And I had some debt that I need to take care of. And I was streaming from my parents' house. And the biggest thing, and you're probably going to laugh your ass off at this, but my parents still have a landline and my microphone kept picking up every time the phone would ring. So I was like, I need my own space. Like I just,
oh my God,
not only that, but I was waking up and I wasn't motivated to stream because it was like, I don't like having my workspace be my home space. Gotcha. So I know like a lot of people like the whole work from home thing. I would never be able to do it because I don't have that type of self-discipline and motivation to like push myself to do it. So now that I actually have to drive 10 minutes to work, like it helps me be motivated to keep going. So
that's like actually a really interesting thing. I wonder if more people who have that mentality did differentiate their space, if they would stick with streaming, if they made it feel like you're driving to work and it's like a real, because I do think that people still find it, I don't know how you feel about this. You're a full-time streamer now, right?
Yes, I am. Yep.
So I feel like it's a weird thing when people say like, what do you do for a living? And people still think it doesn't seem like it still seems like a hobby to some people, especially if they don't understand Twitch. So having that be something you do is actually really, really interesting. And there's a question for you of would you give any tips or advice for someone who's thinking of streaming?
Oh God, just do it. That's the biggest, that's the biggest advice that I could give everybody is just do it. Like the anxiety is going to come, the nervousness is going to come. But once you hit that go live button and you start building your community and your friends and your best friends and the people who you call your family, like that's the outcome that you want. And you're not going to get that unless you hit that button. So just do it. Like Nikki, you know?
And you had a very similar, I feel like, start to Queen Jambo, because Jambo started streaming. We did a podcast with her a while ago, and she was like, oh yeah, I just streamed off my Xbox. Like I just was like figuring out, I had no camera. I had no idea what I was doing. So that's also something really important is that you don't have to have a $3,000 setup and like everything perfect exactly how you want it when you go live. It develops and grows as you grow. When you first started streaming, did you know exactly what you wanted your aesthetic to be and like what you wanted your vibes to be, or did that come with time?
Oh man, I still don't know. That's like, it's like forever changing, right?
Right.
Because like you're constantly thinking of new ideas and constantly thinking of new ways that you can either improve your stream or improve your graphics or your brand. Shoot.
Nothing is done. And I think that's a huge thing, is that so many people are like, I need to have the 3 monitors and the camera and the ring lights. Like most people start and it's super bare bones. And it's like Athena said, just hit go live and you can go from there kind of thing. And I think that's
always
really
go
important.
from there. Like, like that's how you're going to fix the mistakes. That's how you're that's how you build like your job description, essentially. Like, and you know, just do it. Just do it.
Just do it. We went full Shia LaBeouf right there. Just do it. Did you have any negativities? And I'm going to actually extrapolate on Mark's question. Are there any negativities from your first stream, and how did you deal with them? Or how, as you as a streamer, how do you deal with negativities now that you've been doing it? How long have you been streaming, Athena?
So it's been a little over 3 years. I just celebrated 3 years in August.
Yeah, let's go.
Very exciting.
Yes.
negatives just starting out. I mean, I feel like I am in such a small percentage of knock on literally anything, because I'm going to jinx myself here.
I say that too. I say knock on anything.
Knock on anything. Like, it's the small percentage of streamers who I feel lucky that I don't have to deal with a lot of negative things. Like the tech issues, they're always going to come because they happen no matter what. Everything could be running fine. You don't touch anything and like they still happen. That happens. But as far as,
or you could say, like I said, oh, we're not having any tech issues today, and then bam, my stream crashed literally minutes later. So.
It's like, oh no, we didn't knock on anything.
We didn't knock on anything, Athena. Come on, I'm just gonna have a piece of wood like on my desk so I can just knock it. I should do that. God. Like really, oh my God. But keep going.
Just like just a knock on wood piece of wood, right?
Yeah, knock on wood, exactly. that would work.
But like, I don't even like the trolls that I do get, and like I said, I feel very lucky. Like it's just one ban, and then we don't have to deal with it. So I just, my mods are great. My mods deal with the negatives.
It's true. Your mod team,
the mods, I would be nothing.
I say the same thing. Like we both share Mr. Rickman. Mr. Rickman is our shared work husband, and it's really true. If you have a good mod team, it changes the functionality of your stream because you don't feel so worried. And that also does come with time, because when you first start and you're building your community, you might not be able to have that many mods. Right. But if you even have like one friend who like low key can just like lurk in the background and you trust them, you can mod them. And if they if you need their help, you can send a private whisper and be like, hey, can you come back into stream? I need your help. So like, even if you're first starting out, like when I first started out, my then like, I don't even know if he was my boyfriend or fiance. I don't even know. But my now husband, he was my only mod. Like he would just lurk. And if I said like, Aiden, I still do this. I'm like, Aiden, help. And then they'll be like, but he usually helps me with tech issues now. But
yeah, you know, exactly.
That's all you
I was
need.
in the same boat. Like my ex-boyfriend, he was my only mod at the time.
Exactly.
So it was like that's what you do what you have to do.
You do. You use the resources that you have.
And then you learn.
And you learn. Exactly. And I think that is super important. And I also wanted to talk to you about, well, they're asking such good questions, like what the heck? But I wanted to ask you before we segue into these other amazing questions about pigs and relaxing. I want to ask, when did you start doing charity streams?
So I did my first charity stream last October with Team SideQuest. So once I got accepted into Team SideQuest, that's when I actually jumped into charity streams. So Team SideQuest was like my gateway drug to charity, you know?
Yeah, it's so true. I think that's a lot of people's experience too, is like they joined SideQuest for what it stood for, and then they're like, all right, let's try charity. And I know that's a huge component of your content as well, which I love that you do, and that we met through that, and it's amazing. So what are some of the things that you do for fun besides streaming? And I know you stream for like 20 hours sometimes.
I do stream like, I haven't
like
done
15 hours.
In a very long time.
Gee, like sometimes I remember like, I don't know, it was a couple months ago, or I think it was St. Jude maybe. And you were like live for like 3 days, I swear.
Yeah, St. Jude is crazy. Well, St. Jude, I also streamed 31 days straight because I wanted to do the 31 days for St. Jude. But yeah, I haven't done the long streams in a long time. So when I'm not streaming though, you can really find me like reading, or I'm playing games that I don't play on stream.
Did you finish the Bone?
Battle and Bone?
Yes, did you finish it?
Yes, I finished all 3 of them. Did you read all 3 of them?
All 3 of them.
Oh my God, they're so good.
They're so good. Did you watch the show yet on Netflix?
I did.
Okay, should I watch it? Do you recommend?
You definitely should. It's
okay.
It's quite different, but you definitely should watch it.
But it didn't ruin the books. I think the books were like great.
So it stayed true to a lot of the book, but for show's sake, I think they added stuff in just to like be able to keep the show going, which is fine.
Yeah,
like I'm fine with new characters and stuff.
Right.
But like as long as you don't go into it thinking it's going to be exactly 100%, you're going to think it's great.
Oh my God, I'm excited. Okay, sorry. Because that was something I posted a picture and Athena was like,
so excited.
Oh my God. I was so excited and I wanted to talk to you about it because I literally have I've been into, are you on Book Talk by any chance?
I'm not. But what is it? Tell me more, because I always get so excited when I find other people who enjoy reading. And then I started this whole book club on Fan.
Oh my God, we've been talking about doing a book club for the Poop Coven. Like, you don't understand. I've been like devouring. So on TikTok, there's like this little exclusive, I don't even know how you find it. It just like happens all of a sudden. It's Book Talk and they recommend like books, but there's like smut books and they're so good. Athena, they're so
Please.
good. Literally, no, one of them, which your name is literally Athena. It's about Hades and Persephone. Like it's not old school. No, you don't understand.
Oh my God.
You don't understand, Athena. I will send you the whole rundown. You were gonna message me at like 3 a.m. and be like, why did you do this to me? I can't sleep. This is so good. Oh, I've been devouring books.
I'm so excited.
I'm going to send this to you.
So you said Book Talk? So it's like a corner of TikTok is what you're saying?
Yes, exactly. Okay. So you know how there's like berries and cream?
Are you on Bookstagram? Hold on. I'm sorry I'm interrupting you right now.
Stop. Wait, what's Bookstagram?
Okay, so there's so I'm assuming it's like Book Talk, but it's like a whole entire corner of of Instagram, but I was gonna say Bookstagram again. So a whole entire different corner of Instagram where like if you I don't mean to like shameless plug myself, but if you scroll all the way to the bottom of my Instagram, for a whole entire year, that was my job, was just taking pictures of books and like making the covers look nice and like making scenes for books, and like authors would send me their books and like their shit so that I would take pictures of them and put them on Instagram.
So you're like a professional book connoisseur, is what you're trying to say.
I just like to read.
Oh my God. Athena and I are going to literally have like word vomit in a Twitter message back and forth being like, read this, and then she'd be like, read this. I did not know about Bookstagram, but yeah, I love that you love reading too. It's such a wonderful thing. It's such a nice escape. I feel like people like video games like reading, and it's like, it's like too good. And I read 6 books in a week.
Such a huge, broad imagination.
Yeah.
That like that's why I love Harry Potter so much, because I read Harry Potter growing up, and like I had a great childhood, don't get me wrong, but like every kid, I was teased a lot. So like Harry Potter was my escape of like going to school and stuff. And I was able, like when I read, I black everything out. Like I won't hear you if you're talking to me. I am in my own little world.
In bubble. Yeah. You lose yourself a little bit. Do you also like sometimes, depending on what I'm reading, it will also like influence my like energy in a way? Like if I'm reading something really dark, I'll feel like this like broody like dark. And then when I'm reading something else, I feel like that's also something like a little bit that empaths do. Like they take on.
Yeah, you reading 50 Shades of Grey, you go up to your significant other, you're like, hey, I just got done reading this book. It was really good.
I've never read. Did you read? I never read 50 Shades of Grey.
I did. I read it.
Did you? I never read it. I obviously know a lot about it because like I feel like everybody. But it wasn't good, or was it like?
I loved it. It's one of my favorite series.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a good recommendation.
Yeah,
from you, that's a hardcore recommendation. How do you feel that I'm reading the Harry Potter series for the first time, but I've seen the movies like 1,000 times?
I feel like you're gonna love the fucking books.
I'm on the last
secret.
Book. Yes, tell me.
I have a super secret. I watched the movies before I read the books. So
me too.
After the first movie, I read the first book. Second movie, second book. So I read them all after I saw the movies. So that way I already had like a picture in mind of what everything should look like. And I was like amazed with the movies. Me too. So it just made it that much better.
And I love the movies, and I like will die by that. I think the movies are fantastic. I'm on the last book, and like spoiler, although Harry Potter's been out for like 20 years, so not really.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. But like I got to the last book and I just finished the part where Lupin like shows up at Grimwald Place and like gets into a fight with Harry about how he's upset that Tonks is pregnant. And that was not in the movies.
Yeah,
I was like, what the heck? I was like, what?
I was really upset that they didn't include more of Nearly Headless Nick's story in the movies.
Yes, I agree.
Because like that is really intriguing to me.
He's
and
in
like
a
the little
lot
club
of
that
the...
he's trying to get into
yes,
and everything.
I know. He's in a lot of the books too. Like he is a side character, but like in the movies, he's like, I mean, he's in the first movie, a little bit of the second movie, and like nothing. Like an extra. He's like nothing. He just kind of, you see him in the background sometimes. But there is a lot that they left out of the movies that I'm realizing like adds to could have added to the richness of from the books to the movies. But I love Harry Potter too, and I will let you know when I finish it. I feel conflicted about the whole Tonks thing. That threw me for a loop, man.
Yeah.
But also, who's your favorite character from Harry Potter?
Favorite character? Okay. I'm gonna say Luna, probably, because she's just bonkers, and she like
Luna's wand.
She never has her head right, but her head's always right, if that makes sense.
I know exactly what you mean. But and also, do you kind of feel like she would have been best with Harry, like romantically?
Okay, you know who I ship Harry with?
Who?
Oliver Wood.
Oh my gosh, stop. I never thought about that. That is
Cedric Diggory.
Wait, how did you... That is not a very normal, like not a normal, but like that's not a ship you hear about. How did you? I'm intrigued. I can see him with Cedric so easily. I don't know.
I've just been thinking about it. Actually, this came up in my stream too, and I've just been thinking about it. And I'm like, they would make such a good couple, especially after he gets on like the Quidditch team and everything.
Yes. Oh wait, I'm like obsessed with this. You need to write a fanfic for this.
I'm writing a note for myself right
now. People will pay money to hear a Cedric and Harry romantic relationship. Like you have a Pulitzer Prize right there, ma'am. Like okay, another question. I know your favorite animal is a pig because it's literally also tattooed. My favorite animal and your favorite animal are tattooed on Mr. Rickman's body. But why pigs?
I honestly couldn't even tell you. So pigs technically are like my second favorite animal. I really like owls. Big time.
What kind of owl?
Any owl. I'm just obsessed with owls and how they look. I think they're all just beautiful creatures.
They are.
But
you literally have owls and pigs all in your background. Dude, so many.
So it's another funny story, but I had never like met a pig in real life up until recently, because every time I would be in like the same vicinity as one, I would like instantly start bawling and just run the other way. Like I would refuse to go closer to it because I just think, I don't know what it is, I just think they're so cute, and it's just like a reflex for me to start crying when like I even hear them.
What's her name?
Like
Kristen.
Just
when she cries about the sloths, is that like
it's the same thing? It's like same energy.
So...
And I don't understand it. I couldn't tell you why. No, I've never touched one, and I can't. I'm gonna start crying even.
Are you serious? Wait, if you held like a little baby potbelly pig.
Oh God, I would die probably. I would just evaporate. I would evaporate into thin air.
That is okay. Bean squat. Get her a pig.
I've always wanted a mini pig too. Like that's always been like my dream pet. I don't know if I would be able to handle one. I haven't done my research, so I'm not sure if I would be even capable to like provide and care for an actual pig.
Would you be able to hold it without crying every day? Would you just cry every day?
That would become my life.
You would literally like every minute of the day, Athena would just be crying. Like the pig walks into the room crying.
No pork products in this household ever.
Ever.
You're gonna hurt its feelings.
Do you feel the same way about owls? Like if you saw an owl, you would cry?
I would probably cry, but not the same reaction. I'd probably just be happy and like really enthralled that like I'm in the presence of an owl. But like pigs, they just instantly, it's just an emotion. If it honestly feels like at some point in my life I was conditioned to cry when I saw a pig, but I just think they're so freaking cute.
Do you have like a children's book or something? Like when you were growing
honestly,
up?
not that I know of it. I couldn't tell you.
I think this is sort of fascinating. Like I always, because I feel like everyone on the planet watched her react. What's her name again? Kristen Snow? No, Kristen Bell. And everyone watched her as Sloth. And I was like, I wonder if I would have that reaction. My favorite animal is like wild animal is a wolf. And I went to a wolf sanctuary for my 24th birthday. And like I got to feed them and watch them howl. And I cried, but like I wasn't like that. Like I wasn't like I feel like you would concave.
Oh yeah, I would just I would stop being able to function is essentially what would happen to me.
Oh my God. I love that. I want to see Athena with the pig, God damn it. I want to see Athena.
Nobody wants to see that.
We all do. We all do. We're going to demand it. We are going to demand Athena pig content. Okay. Poor Athena's going to get like so many pig things sent to her P.O. box and then she's going to cry all stream. Don't do that to her.
I'm just snotting everywhere.
But if you hold like your pig plushies, you're okay.
Yeah, the pig plushies actually like
desensitize you,
Mr. Rickman. But like whenever like an intense moment happens on stream, it's happened one time. But Mr. Rickman will be like, grab your pig, grab a pig, and like I'll just squeeze it and calm down and breathe.
What? Oh my God, why are you like actually the cutest person that you squeeze your? By the way, like it gives a whole new meaning to like hogs. Oh no, don't say what I was gonna say. No. This is professional podcast time. Sorry, Athena. It's not trying to sully your pig love. Sorry. I'm gonna take this to a new. So what is advice that you would give about charity streaming to someone who wanted to get involved? We're gonna pivot.
Oh, you're not allowed to say that word.
I'm not allowed to say it. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
Advice for charity streaming. I mean, my advice for charity streaming would be the same thing as regular streaming. Just do it. But for like charity events, I'm really big on making it so the community is as involved as possible. So like if I'm playing a game, I want to make charity incentives to where if you donate X amount of money, it's going to make me do something. It's going to affect my gameplay, because then what you did not only made a difference for the stream, but it made a difference for the charity as well. So I think a really, really big thing is just getting the community involved. But even if you don't want to do that, just do your best and know that every dollar matters and every dollar counts, and no dollar amount is too small.
That's what we say a lot. Like, I honestly, one of my biggest like kinships I have with you is that neither one of us like love Discord.
I hate Discord.
I know. And like the hatred of Discord is like so, like I don't know any other streamer who hates Discord like you and I hate Discord, and it makes me feel so much less alone.
It's so anxiety inducing. All the notifications. I have like over 9,999. I can't keep up.
Like I don't even know where things are. I always feel like when I comment on something, it's like it's like the conversation is gone. It's
either
hard
that
enough
or you have to
up.
Like remember where you said something at what time and then keep up with the conversation.
Yes, it makes me like butt clench like hard. I hate it. But I appreciate that, because I go into the side quest Discord and I try to like keep up and like read, but I never comment because I'm like, they were talking about this 4 days ago. Like they weren't talking about it now, so I try to keep up. But one thing that we do that is talked about very often in the side quest Discord is that like people, you know, even all of us in the side quest will get like a feeling of like, oh, I didn't do enough for charity, or like I wish that there would have been a bigger turnout. And like we always are super supportive and being like, no, that's not the way you look at it. It's always every dollar you put towards charity is a dollar towards charity, and it's amazing and it's wonderful. When she comes to New York, we'll set it up. Athena, when are you coming to New York?
The plan is in spring, actually.
Oh my God. It's interesting. There's a lot of, you're in the Midwest, right? Chicago?
I am.
Okay. And then there's a lot of New York. There's like bundles of us.
There is a lot of New York.
Real.
There's like a big handful.
There's a big handful. I am the furthest south from everybody. So like Adam and Nippy and all up, way up.
a few hour drive.
Well, we were trying to plan something, and then like COVID just
COVID sucks.
It's a problem.
Wear your mask.
It's a wear your mask. Get vaccinated, please. But yeah, no, it's definitely, we need to do something. I wanted to ask you, are you maybe going to TwitchCon? Is that something that you've thought about for 2022?
So, at first I was like, hell yeah, TwitchCon, I'm going. It's going to be my first ever TwitchCon.
I've never gone either. Yeah.
I was very excited about it. And then Twitch has been dropping the ball a lot lately. So I'm very conflicted on whether or not I want to give them my money for a convention that I'm going to go to just to hang out with my friends and not really care about the Twitch part of it.
Right.
Even though we've all met on Twitch.
Right.
I'm like, maybe I can just
say hi to everyone.
Meetups
right.
in different ways than going to TwitchCon. So I'm still very up in the air. If Twitch decides that as a whole they want to start doing better, then I will absolutely be going.
What are your thoughts about what's been going on Twitch and the atmosphere of Twitch?
To just kind of say it as bluntly as possible, if there was another streaming platform that I felt comfortable with, I would be on it already. But it's very hard to move what you have built for years on just the drop of a dime. I just don't think Twitch is doing enough on so many different levels. And
that's a big statement.
They continue to put those scheduled tweets out and the scheduled everything else out, but don't ever talk about matters at hand. And I think they need to start, or things are going to get really bad. That's just my opinion.
I think that's like a really big statement in some ways, because you have been streaming. I've been streaming, I think full time for a year, but for 5 years, and you've been streaming for 3 years, and it becomes like a home, you know? You feel like this is where your family is, your best friends, and it becomes like a safe space. So the fact that that you would be willing to move somewhere else if there was a viable competitor is really a big statement. And I think that's also a testament to how badly we do want change on Twitch and things to improve.
We want change. We want to be protected. We want our POCs to be protected. We want everybody to be protected. Like, that's what we've been fighting for. And they just, it's time and time again. There's always something that, like, obviously there's always going to be something that people complain about, but like these are big issues that people, it was dangerous.
Corrected. Yeah. And so I sort of, whenever we talk about this, I always feel very conflicted, because like Twitch gave me like everything I have in some ways. You know, it gave me the dreams and my friends. So I always feel like I love being a Twitch streamer. I don't like some of the things that Twitch does, and I do think that there is room for improvement. And I do feel like, I don't know, have you ever been hit by the hotspot stuff? Yeah. So we actually had it on one of my charity streams for like 3.5 hours straight. And it was, even though nobody in chat or anything could see it happening, because my mods were doing it on the low. They were doing it on low, and I turned off all of my follower notifications and anything like that, so no one could see it but really me and the mods. And I was like drained.
Right, but and that's the thing is we're at work, right?
Right.
And like, I hate to say that because this doesn't feel like a job.
I say that all the time. It doesn't feel like a job at all. Like,
we're at work and we have all of this in our peripherals that
absolutely
is distracting us from everything. And if you're anything like me, I can be in the middle of a sentence and I see something happen over here, and that is gone.
It's gone. Exactly. It takes a lot of effort.
All of that happening, and it's just doom, 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 doom. It just, it's overwhelming. By the end of stream, you're just like, what the fuck was that?
Well, and that's actually one of the things we were talking about, is that a lot of streamers who are, and I hate to use the word small, because that's not like, I feel like it's all relative to anything, but like on somebody who maybe only has, let's say 5, 10, whatever, which isn't really small, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
They would be like it would be very debilitating to have that happen. Because
absolutely. If that was happening to me during my first couple months of streaming,
you would have stopped probably.
I would. There's no way. There's no way. That's so anxiety inducing. I wouldn't have even known how to deal with it.
Exactly.
Let alone like watch it happen.
Right. And that's the other thing is that like streamers, and that's a testament to, you know, streamers in general, is that even though, and like I hate using the word work because it really does not feel like work.
Right.
But the truth is that a lot of people don't see what's going on the back end for us. They don't know. Our mods will usually know, and they've made the mod dashboards like so much better. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But still, nobody really sees what's going on behind the scenes. So it's important that, you know, when things are going on and the streamer's like, oh, you know,
right.
you know, like to be kind of aware of that and to be conscientious of what is going on behind the scenes. And so, so you've been streaming for 3 years and this is something that you do full time and you have this beautiful space. What are sort of like goals for you for the future that you would like to hit?
So my biggest goal right now is just to hit $75,000 for charity.
Yeah.
Raised since the last Gamers Outreach charity event. So like Team SideQuest has the Gamers Outreach coming up at the end of this month here. And we're at 69,000. So I think Ooh. It might be obtainable, but I don't want to expect anything. But that's going to be the biggest goal. But as a streamer in general, this is probably going to sound so crazy, and this is also a comment that is subject to change based off of my mindset. I have no goals to become partner, and I actually never have. So I'm just kind of writing it out and building community and hanging out with my friends every day. That's really the only reason why I do it.
Have you ever applied?
I have not, no.
Okay. And it's not something that you want to do.
It's not ever something that I was like striving to get or to be.
So are you able to apply, or is it not? It hasn't unlocked yet?
I unlocked it in May during the St. Jude streams.
Nice. Yeah.
But it's not something I've never really looked into like sponsors or anything, because that's not why I do this. So I'm sure eventually if I go down that road of wanting to become partner, then I'll look into all of that. But like right now I'm just hanging, having fun, and just
was there a reason? Is there like a reason that you like when you unlocked it, you weren't like, I'm just gonna apply? What, like, has it always been something you're like, eh?
I don't feel like I need a check mark to say that I have built something amazing. And I feel like that check mark just I've seen it change people.
I was just gonna say it changes people. I've
seen it change people, and I don't want to go down that path. And I'm not saying that it would change me, and I don't know if it would. Right. But I'm having fun as it is, and I don't want that to change. So
I think that's actually a really important sentiment, because I always say that like I've applied for partner 3 times now, and every time they're like, your numbers are inconsistent, I'm like, can you focus on anything else? Like there's so many other aspects.
It's so competitive with the numbers. They make it competitive with the numbers, and it shouldn't be about that.
It shouldn't. And the thing that frustrates me is that like I know also that they've made like allowances for other streamers whose numbers are even lesser than mine, and I like cannot wrap my mind around all of the things that go on, and then they say no. And even though you try to be like, it's not discouraging, it does. It feels like, all right, well, if you're not validating all the other amazing positive things, because my number is like 5 off sometimes for like the average, like that just seems so ridiculous. So I get frustrated about that. And I also don't like that if you use the resources they have, like if you get a large raid and you retain viewership, or if you get a front page slot, they penalize you for that. Yes. So I don't know if you guys know that, but if you go on the front page and then let's say you have an amazing time, you retain, even let's say you retain like 300 viewers, they will decline you partnership because they'll say you got it from the front page.
Yep.
Same thing with a large raid, and they're penalizing you for utilizing the resources that they have. So I've been like going back and forth, like, do I go on the front page? Do I not? Because I do personally would like to get partners so that my community can get more emotes. That's like literally
that's like the only reason
why
I would ever want partner is the emote.
The emotes.
Yes.
If we could unlock more slots as we in any capacity, you're like, I'm sort of in like the same boat as you. Like, I don't know if I would be so like wanting it as badly. I just want it for my community to be able to have more emotes. And it's like, come on. Like, that's what bothers me. But I agree with you. And I think that was one of the things that Mixer had right. Did you ever stream on Mixer?
I didn't. I did not.
Okay. Mixer, I streamed once and it was actually like really cute. It was like nice. But the thing about Mixer is they like genuinely looked at your content. And I know it was a much smaller platform and I know that they had like limitations, like obviously, but it was just they really cared about the content that you were creating.
Yeah.
And, like, do they want to partner you for
and
that? So
don't get me wrong. Like I understand the 75
threshold.
viewer average.
Yeah.
Like I get it. I get that it should be an honor and a privilege to be a partner. I understand that.
I agree.
However, they aren't looking at the content. They're only looking at the numbers. And that's the problem I have because there are so many partnered streamers who probably shouldn't be on this platform anymore.
Right. I agree.
Just based off of so many things. Like just being horrible people.
So many horrible people,
like,
toxic, promoting toxicity. Absolutely. I think that that's like 100% the truth. And even there's a lot of partner streamers who don't retain that 75 because they did a partner push.
Yep.
So that gives you an artificial inflation when you partner push. And that's why I don't do it. I assume you don't do it either.
That or sticking to one certain game that you know a community is going to be behind. And then once you hit partner, switch to variety streaming. Right. And then you lose all of those people. So what was the point? Now you have a check mark and you don't have a community anymore. So like it just they need to look at the content in my opinion. And who knows? I don't know what goes on at Twitch. Maybe they do sometimes, but it's very obvious that sometimes they don't.
I agree. And I think that you share the same sentiments I do in that I genuinely feel like not only do they have to look at the content and like actually not just like the last stream or whatever, like really look at the stats over time, but like they should be much more careful because a lot of toxic people collect toxic mentalities. And then you have these like really dangerous pockets on Twitch where like it's not healthy. And then somehow they become very popular because of like live stream fails and stuff like that. So like, I do feel like there is a plot hole. I don't know if it's like I'm thinking books again, but there is definitely like a discrepancy for that. And I do. Yeah. I wanted to ask you another question about your content creation. Do you like the social media aspect, like Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that? Or is it something you wouldn't do if you weren't a streamer?
So I love social media. I always have. I've just I will admit that I'm one of those people who's like constantly stuck to their phone. Like I know when to put it down, but like if I'm not doing anything, I'm going to be on my phone because it's entertaining. So I would be on socials if I wasn't a streamer still, just because I enjoy it. Do I enjoy the pressure that comes behind it? No, because if I don't post on Twitter for 2 days, I lose 25 to 50 followers. So
it's crazy.
It's like it is and what it is. So I stopped paying attention to any of that shit and I just post what I want to post when I want to post.
That's how I feel. And also the only difference is like I probably would never post anywhere ever if I wasn't a streamer because like it's the same. Like I like Twitter better than I used to, but like Instagram, man, how are you guys taking such beautiful pictures of yourselves?
Instagram is so hard because I feel like I haven't gotten to the point where I'm posting something different on Instagram than I'm posting on Twitter. I'm always posting the same shit on all platforms, and I need to diversify it. I know, and I can't get that. I can't do that. I don't have time to do that shit.
If I take a good picture,
1,000 selfies.
Right, and also, how do you even get pictures? Like, I only can take a picture in the mirror because anytime I try to put my phone anywhere, I'm like, half my head's cut off. My arm is like, I don't know how people are doing it. And that's also a huge misconception. Nobody, some people make it look easy. It's not though. Yeah, it's not doing all of it is not easy. Like keeping up with all the different social medias is not.
It's exhausting. It's mentally exhausting.
I'm like, what? I'm like, who? And also, like, I use YouTube as like a repository for my Twitch content. I'm not actively trying to like grow my YouTube. My YouTube is really just to keep my VOD stuff safe and things like that. Yeah. But like, you know, you're kind of like, when you first start streaming, you learn all these things as it go. You don't have to do it all at first, but like to have a YouTube, a Twitter, an Instagram, a TikTok, a Discord.
Right, and now Fan House. Like, there's
I was going to ask you, how is Fan House? How have you been liking the experience?
Oh my God, I love Fan House. If Fan House had a stream option, I would be a Fan House streamer. Fan House, I like it better than Twitter. I like it better than Discord. I am there. It's there.
What do you feel like makes it like different than the other social medias?
So I feel like if Twitter and Discord had a baby, you get Fan House.
Oh, okay.
So not only is it like another amazing way to like support your favorite content creators, because on Fan House you get more of a cut for subs, but like it's also a really good outlet to try new things, because it's such like an intimate platform right now. Oh, okay. Because it's still growing and it's still new, that like the people who are over there and like subbed to you, it just makes it feels so much safer. And like your really close friends are there, right? It's not like 6,000 people on Twitter.
Right.
It's this group of people here, and it's nice. It's just like a really nice, intimate setting.
I love that. I don't have a Fan House, but I've been watching a lot of the side questies have been getting Fan Houses, and I've been looking and seeing like, do you post just pictures, or like, I don't even know really how it works. Is it like
I started getting into cosplaying because of Fan House, because I wanted to do something different somewhere else to like diversify income, because that's really important. And like, if anything were to ever happen with Twitch, this is my full-time job. I need to know that I have like a safety net somewhere else, you know?
Right, of course.
But I started getting into cosplaying, and then we started a book club, which has been a lot of fun. So like doing the new things like that has been a ton of fun, to where like it's not something that you can't start a book club on Twitter. That's weird.
And we don't like Discord. I know what you mean. But that's the other thing, is that like, I do sometimes think about when Mixer went out of business and like all of those poor streamers, like they're that's the other thing about Twitch being the only fish in the sea right now, is that there's no other viable options. If Twitch said tomorrow, you know, and honestly, I don't know. I know that everyone assumes Twitch, you know, is like making, and I'm sure they are making tons of money, but we don't even know how it's allocated. And a lot of these huge businesses are still at a net loss every month, because whatever, who even knows? I don't even know how these things run. I don't know. But I do feel like if Amazon, who owns Twitch, was like, hey guys, we're done. This is just too much stress. It's bad PR, whatever they want to say. What would we do? Like, there really isn't there's nothing else. Like, YouTube streaming is not even close. Facebook gaming is not even close. They're not even close.
Like, they may give their creators a little extra of a cut, but like, it's the discoverability. I don't even
know how to find it.
What I can do on Twitch, I know will at least, I can do paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
I can't say that and feel comfortable about YouTube and Facebook. Not only that, but like, who's over there? What communities are over there? It's not the Twitch community.
No, and that's the other thing, is that like, I feel like, you know, Twitch is, you know, there are so many things and aspects about Twitch that I wish would change, and I feel like we all share that sentiment. But I genuinely, like, if there was another platform, I don't know if I would leave though, because I just like, maybe it's like a Stockholm syndrome. It's my home. And I feel like it's given me every dream that I've ever could have even conceived of. And it's hard for me to envision this anywhere else, but that it's still like putting all your eggs in one basket is still a scary thing, even though I don't think Twitch is going to go anywhere. God, knock on anything again, right?
Right.
But like, you don't know.
It's a scary thought.
It's a really scary thought. And the other day when Facebook and Instagram went down, all those people who make their income selling stuff or streaming on that were like, hello?
And that's, and that's what I was going to say. Like, what happens when that happens to Twitch, if it were to happen at all? Like, what if just for a week, it was down for a week? I'd be fucked.
I know. No, I mean, I completely agree. Because that's the other thing, is that there is unfortunately, like, I actually just had like a health thing going on, and I took off a week of stream, and like, I don't really talk about it, but like, it is scary because you don't know what's going to happen to your viewership. You don't know what's going to happen. And like, the thing is, streamers, even the largest, like tier 1 biggest streamers, they all say the same thing. Like, there is a feeling like you can't step away. It's like, it's really hard.
Right.
You'll lose, obviously, like, you'll lose income, but like, okay, put that to the side for a second. You can lose the people, like community members, and like,
absolutely.
Yes, they say like the people who are like in it with you will be in it with you, which is true 100%. But like, newer people who might have loved your content and been like, oh my God, this is so great, they might not have you locked into their brain yet and be like, oh, I want to go watch again. Right. So it's that nervous feeling.
And going off of that, I actually just had this conversation with my mom not too long ago, because like, taking breaks, I've only taken one break ever on streaming that was a week long, and not only was it anxiety inducing, but I had to explain, I was like, it's like a regularly scheduled program. Like, if you're watching a TV show the same time every week, once a week, I had to bring it back old school, because you can like record stuff now and watch Netflix. Right. But it's like, if you're expecting this to happen at this time on this day with this person, then you need to be there if that's your schedule. And if you're not, then they're going to find somebody else with the same exact schedule that's going to be there. And like, even the week that I took off, like, you do see that dip. And I'm so thankful that I've finally gotten to a point where I'm just like, as long as it's me and my friends and we're having a good time, I don't even look at the viewership anymore, because if I were pushing for partner, it would be down in the dumps right now. Like, I would be lower than low, just because of like the fluctuation. Like, it's so inconsistent.
And it's just a part of the nature of being a streamer, is that fluctuation happens whether you take a week off or not. Like, if you have a big campaign running, you're probably going to have a big increase. If you get a massive raid, you're probably going to have a big increase. But it's like, can you retain it? And that's where it becomes that tricky, like, in-between feeling. And I agree with you. I just don't believe in partner pushing ever. I don't believe, when you start fixating on your numbers as a streamer, your mental health will go like, like, it will deteriorate so fast. So that's why I don't believe in partnership. And honestly, I think that, like, we're talking about being a partner on Twitch again, like, you shouldn't have that be your end goal. That should be like the first
That should be that should be your starting point. Like, it's just beginning. Like, the party is just started.
Just starting. Yeah. And that's how I feel about partner. And I feel like that's, so many people are like pushing, and they're like doing these 20-hour streams, and they're like grueling themselves. Yeah. And then they hit partner, and they're like, and all of the wind goes out of their sails. Yeah.
And then they get it, and they're like, now what?
Now what? Now what is your driving force?
Don't have to stream anymore.
Right. Like, what is your driving force anymore? And like, when I was talking about on Twitter, like a while ago, when I first was able to apply for partner, Madame Gandalf was like, do not partner push. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, it's like the worst. And Dramikins too. They were like, it is the worst thing. Do not partner push. Gives an unhealthy obsession with your viewership. You get super down on yourself. And that's just why I don't focus on that really anymore.
I don't need that negativity in my life. I wouldn't be able to handle it.
Absolutely not. And I want to change focus here for a second. I want to ask you, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food?
Oh, favorite color is purple.
Yeah. Actually, purple and this color orange is my favorite color.
Yeah. Okay, purple. And I think like anything like super deep in galaxy, so like deep blues and like deep purples and like pinks and stuff.
Yes.
I think that's all really pretty. I just really like bright colors. If it's bright, I'm loving it. Favorite food? I just like food.
You have a favorite? Apples?
Tacos?
Oh, I thought you said apples. Apples? Athena was a teacher in a past life. I was like, whoa.
Taco, steak, shrimp. I don't know. I like it all.
Oh my God. Okay, so you don't have like a final meal, like.
No, not really. No, as long as it's delicious, I'll eat it.
But like, death row Athena, what are you asking for?
Chicken nuggets? I don't know.
Please tell me that everyone just got a vision of Athena like sitting in a jail cell and they're like, what is your last meal? She's like, chicken nuggets, please. That's all. Just chicken nuggets.
Get a 10-piece from McDonald's, please. Extra honey mustard.
I mean, they literally would be like, are you serious? I feel like the guard would be like, are you serious right now? Your last thing in your body, you want chicken nuggets from McDonald's, and they'd be like, and you'd be like, yes.
Yeah, that is what I want. I'm having a craving.
Oh my God.
And you're gonna satisfy it.
Okay, so would a combo be like chicken nuggets and tacos?
Oh yeah, I'd put the chicken nuggets inside of the tacos.
How do you feel that
You're
I had my
something.
first ever chicken nugget like on stream like less than like 4 months ago?
What?
I did. We were doing this for St. Jude.
Are you okay?
Honestly, babe,
did everything go well?
I mean, I don't want to hurt you.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I did not like it. So please don't leave.
Okay, but are you like used to fresh food though? Was it because it was fast food?
Yeah.
Okay,
you know what
that
the
makes
thing
sense.
is? My husband and I, we did this thing where we would unlock like different fast food places because the only fast food I had ever had in my whole life, like up until St. Jude, literally, was McDonald's French fries, which are still like so good, and Domino's pizza. That was it. That was like the absolute.
My mind is so blown right now.
So we unlocked all these different
fast food.
I'm not kidding. I tried so many. We're still not even done, but the last one is so far. The last two. There's a Carl's Jr., which is like an hour and a half away, and then a Shake Shack, which is like an hour and a half away. So like I don't even know when we're gonna do that. But
like Chipotle though.
I tried it for the first time on stream. It was good, actually. Chipotle was good. Chipotle was good.
Chipotle's like closer to like the fresh
food. Exactly.
Yeah.
It felt like food.
Processed.
You know what absolutely could suck my entire elbow? Burger King.
I hate Burger King. Burger King's the worst.
What the fuck was in that food?
It's nothing. It's just charcoal.
It's literally they like, you know, like the ugly patty from SpongeBob.
Yes, that's what it is.
They like literally gave me an ugly patty and
it's
were
just
like
ashes.
$4.
Like, they put ashes into a burger.
It's literally like I took one bite and I was like, people eat like want to eat this. Like they choose. There are so many fast food places and people are like, let's go to Burger King. No, I liked Wendy's chicken nuggets. They were okay.
Wendy's is decent. I'm always a fan of McDonald's. I love McDonald's. It's so bad, but I can eat McDonald's every single day of my life.
I had a bite of a Big Mac from McDonald's and it was pretty good. McDonald's is like the best of all the fast food places, actually.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That's because they pump it with so much shit that's addicting.
It's like
they literally put cocaine into their shit.
And they have the best soda. And did you know that the soda at fast food places is like made differently to be like more delicious?
Yeah, so McDonald's has like their own vat of Coca-Cola. Like they have their own like mixture of Coke. Yeah, like they have their own vat. Like oh
god, like I don't want to drink a vat of anything. It's literally crack. And I had my first Baja Blast.
I'm not a big fan of Baja Blast. How did you like it?
It was good. It was really sweet.
It is very sweet. I think that's why I don't like it.
It was like drinking Jolly Rancher juice.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I had Taco Bell, which
Tiki
don't call Jambo.
How was your butthole after that?
Honestly, well, you know, honestly, I did not have a good time. But the other thing is, I didn't really like it either. I expected it to be like. Okay, this is gonna sound gross, but I expected it to be like wet. Like oily.
That's what I think. I literally think of like moist tortillas when I think of Taco Bell.
It was like bone dry.
Yeah, it is. It looks wet, but it's dry. That's the name of my OnlyFans. Just kidding. I don't have one. That was a joke.
Oh my god. You did not. That's the name of my OnlyFans. I don't have one, but it looks wet, but it's dry. Athena, please do that just for fun, please? Oh my God. Oh my.
Oh God.
That is amazing. Oh man. No, that is absolutely amazing. But yeah,
Which after hours, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary pals.
We are after hours and out, and then the lights fade down, and it's like me and you just sitting there like eating McDonald's French fries.
We're just eating the wet but dry Taco Bell on the floor.
Don't even talk to me about it. Like, I was so disappointed because like everyone talked about Taco Bell like it literally resuscitated their life. They were dead. It brought them back to life. It gave them like $1 million. It gave them gold nuggets. And then I bit into it and I was like, what's happening? This tastes like nothing.
White Castle does that for me when I'm drunk.
I've never had White Castle.
That brings me back to life.
The closest one is in the Bronx, which is like legitimately not even remotely close, and it's in a not great area, and I have never even driven there, and I think I would get lost.
So what you're telling me is I'm gonna come out there. We're gonna take a trip to White Castle, have it on hand, come back, get drunk, and then eat it after it's cold.
What you're saying is that Athena and I are gonna go to the Bronx and get White Castle, and then get drunk and eat it on the floor on Athena's OnlyFans called "It Looks Wet But It's Not."
It looks wet, but it's dry.
It's dry. Oh, this is the best day of my life. That is happening, and Mr. Rickman, write that down. Content. We always thinking about that content. Oh my God, that is horrible, but that is happening. I would like everyone to know. You are amazing. Seriously, I feel like I've known you forever, and we could just talk endlessly. Yes. You are so wonderful. I cannot believe, but it has been over an hour and I lost track of time. I'm sorry, super professional. But you are wonderful. Thank you so much, Athena, for being here and taking the time out and being so patient when all the malarkey was going on. Okay.
I understand.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this. And Poops, thank you for having me.
Of course. I would like to do this again if you ever are interested. And I promise I will not be unstable that day.
Hey, listen, we're all unstable. We are. It's just a matter of how high that bar is set.
How red that bar is going right there. But you are amazing, everybody. This was Athena Bean, side quest, twitch.tv/Athena Bean. Thank you so much for joining me. Check out, make sure in a couple weeks when Athena and I eat White Castle on the floor, drunk.
Yes.
On our OnlyFans called, It Looks Wet, But It's Dry. Thank you, Athena. Thank you so much. And I am Pooh Jax, Athena Bean, and we will see you next week. Mwah.
Okay,
thank you so much.
Love you guys. Bye.